Welcome to today's episode of How the Game Was Won. Today we are in Moscow for the 10th Tal Memorial 2016. This specific game played on the 29th of September 2016 between Nepomniachtchi with white and Kramnik with black. Without further ado, let's see how the opening rolled itself through and get stuck into the nitty-gritty of the game. C4, E6, knight C3, C5, knight F3, knight F6, G3, B6. Bishop G2, Bishop B7, castle short, Bishop E7, D4, C takes D4, Queen takes D4, castle short, Rook D1, D6, Bishop G5, Knight C6, Queen F4, Queen B8, Bishop F6, Bishop takes an F6, Rook takes an D6, Knight A5, Rook AD1, Queen C7, which is the novelty in this position. It's certainly an improvement over Rook C8, which has been played twice before. Rook D7, Queen takes an F4, G takes an F4, Bishop C6, Knight G5, Bishop takes an D7, Bishop takes an A8, Bishop takes an C3, Rook takes an D7, Bishop takes an B2, Bishop to E4, H6, Knight F3, Knight takes on C4, Rook takes on A7. And we're basically into an endgame position that has arisen basically out of force. The opposite color bishops have drawish tendencies, but since white has a slight initiative with a more powerful rook and some temporary bank rank problems, it's black that has to be precise in order to fully equalize and force the draw. Rook C8, King G2, Bishop F6, Bishop D3, G5, F5, G4, Knight E1, E5, Knight C2, H5, Knight B4, King G7, Knight D5. And the transfer of the knight was slow, but it's clear that on D5 it applies pressure to both sides of the board and is really annoying for black. Bishop H4, H3, Rook C5, H takes on G4, H takes on G4, Knight C7, King H6, Knight E8, and again the knight continues with its maneuvers. Knight B2, Bishop E4, Knight D1, a counter maneuver trying to make some threats on the king's side that don't really work at all. Knight D6, King G5, Rook takes on F7, Bishop takes an F2, and this became the decisive mistake by Kramnik, but it was made under immense time pressure. Rook G7 check, King F4, E3 check, which is the move that Kramnik overlooked under his time pressure. King takes an E3, Rook takes an G4, King D2, Bishop F3, Knight E3 check, King F takes an F2, Knight takes an G4 with check, Bishop takes on G4, and as you can see, the rook is no match for the pieces and cannot hold the pressure down of the passed pawn. Continuing, Rook D5, Knight E4 check, King D3, F6, Rook A5, Bishop E2, King D4, F7, Rook A8, Knight G5, which is the culminating move of Nepo's wonderful traveling knight. And in this position, with black having no answer whatsoever about the marauding passed pawn that's going to be obviously not only queening, but after the pawn queens, black will obviously be forced to pick up the pawn with the rook. So after the pawn queens, the rook will have to stop the arrow in the wrong square. The rook will obviously have to capture, which then allows the knight to come into the E6 square, hitting both the rook and the king with check, and picking up the rook as well, which will lead to an easily won final endgame position for white, with the a-pawn then being able to march through and queen as well. So in this position, Kramnik resigned. That is how the game was won. Be sure to post any comments or questions or criticisms that you may have in the comment section down below. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and last but by no means least, until we meet again, stay carved up for the win. I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Go vegan!